About the heart chakra. About the heart. It's shaped like a heart, right? About the heart chakra. So you guys see a little mini setup here. Don't worry. This is not going to be ASMR. I have to get better technology to be more proficient with ASMR. I love ASMR stuff. Like, you know, the sounds, the tingles, as well as the role play. I like all that stuff. Can be soothing, but that's not what this is, okay? You guys do see like a doctor setup. You see a blood pressure automatic monitor here. You see the stethoscope. You see the ear and throat thingy bobby and all of that, right? But this is about the heart. The heart, blood pressure, the heart, pulse, the heart. What's going on with the energetic heart? Do you know the condition of your heart chakra? Do you know whether or not you even have an open and active one or not? Do you even, hell, believe in any of that shit, you know? But whatever you want to equate to the heart space. I'm going to talk about some things here. I do have a little chart. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I haven't forgotten about the reading, but I'll be doing the reading tomorrow for sure, the actual reading, okay? Because I do want to get the reading to kick off what's affecting the heart chakra of the collective that resonate with my readings, whoever it's for, what's affected the heart chakra up until this point, the things that this full moon energy, because it's 3 days before, during, 3 days after. So whatever it is that you're still working through, healing from, transforming from, but what affected the heart. So we're going to get the story, which is going to be, y'all know how my readings are. I already know. So I'm kind of like preparing for it. I already know it's going to be a doozy. Okay. But I want to talk about the heart chakra first. And so that way coming in, when you guys get ready to come in for the reading, you kind of already maybe set and done an assessment for yourself of what's my heart space like, whether or not I believe in chakra or not. Okay, but what is my heart? What's the condition of my heart? Is my heart blue? This heart is pretty pliable, but there are some people where it's turned into a freaking brick. Okay, there's some people where this is black in here. This is all black. And it's a brick. And because of that, it causes them to behave in certain ways. Okay? So, with that being said, let's talk about the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the fourth, okay, it's the heart space. Now, based on this information provided here, it says here the element is air, dealing with compassion, oriented to self-acceptance, symbolized by a lotus flower with 12 petals and relates to the color green. This chakra involves the issues of complex emotions, compassion, tenderness, equilibrium, rejection, and well-being. It is the center from which feelings of love originates and through which we emotionally relate to others. So now can you all see why? This explains a lot. Even for those of us that don't necessarily believe. But that in itself explains how, when we're asking these big cosmic questions about how could people be cruel, or how could people pull off certain things without blinking, or, you know, some of us sit and we scratch our heads and we wonder, like, how could people do certain things, right? There you have it, okay? So then I have here, the principle of this chakra is love. The mantra is Yam, Y-A-M. The musical note for the heart chakra is F as in Frank, if you're looking into that, okay? It's harmonious. When the heart chakra is harmonious, when it's balanced, then there's a warm feeling of harmony and connection. When it's disharmonious, then there's a lot of suspicion, attitudes towards love and kindness. The metal that the heart chakra resonates with is copper. Planet associated to it is Venus. One of the crystals that resonates with it strongly is emerald. Aroma is rose. For a man, a physical man, the heart chakra is, if it's active, online and spinning, it's going anti-clockwise. For a woman, if it's open and active and spinning, it's going clockwise. Okay? Now, it says here, security or self-centered type, vital force, possession, jealousy, and power, personality, characteristic traits. All right, here we go. As it pertains to the physicality, it's affected by the thalamus gland, lower lungs, skin. If we're having heart chakra issues, this could be physically manifesting heart, lungs. It says lower lungs, skin, hands, and the circulatory system. If there's some type of heart chakra issues, whether there is betrayal, broken heart, blockages, whatever, not online at all. Like I said, some people are, whether they know it or not, okay, just totally offline, which allows them to maybe not feel much, allows them to, be able to do things without a conscience. So hopefully me sharing this helps people to make sense of things that's just never gonna make sense. No rhyme and reason as to why people are capable. But from an energetic perspective, it's clear. And I say this, and I think people think I'm coming from a condescending place, and I'm really not. But I say that when that's not on and active and balanced, it causes people to be primitive. And it's not meant to be like, ooh, it's like, well, because they're not connecting. When you ascend into that energy, conduct is going to shift around. Okay, that's one of the primary things you can bank on. So, a fair disclaimer, once again, and I say this on almost every freaking video, is we're not talking about when we're defending ourselves and standing up for ourselves, all of those things. That's preservation and a right to not be intruded upon, okay? If people are in your face, if people are coming against you, if people, whatever. You have a right to not just sit there and take it, okay? But as a way of life, people with this heart chakra activation, they step into compassion for self and others, which means whether they like someone or not, whether they agree with what someone thinks, feel, and believe or not, there's a certain kind of conduct that's going to be at play. There's lines that are drawn. There's certain lines that are not crossed. Because it allows the person to feel and have not learned empathy, which is externalized, but true empathy and compassion for others, even when there is no direct benefit. There's no accolades, there's no praise and worship, there's no, nothing that you're getting for this learned empathy. Okay? So, with that being said, I invite y'all to just sit with that when you're comfortable and guided and think about it. Is my heart chakra open and active and online? Do I have any issues going on with my heart chakra, whether it's because of betrayal, whether it's because of resentment, bitterness, whether it's because of whatever reason? Doesn't really matter the reason, but the things that could occur as a result of a heart chakra issues. Do I lack empathy? Maybe I need to be honest about that. Do I lack compassion? Maybe I need to be honest. See, this is spiritual maturation. This is what ascension is about. It's trending. Everybody is saying it. Everybody's posting shit, but not everybody's doing this shit, man. And I'm going to say it and say it again. Just because somebody's got 500,000 subscribers and viewers, it does not necessarily equal divine, or that somebody is actually practicing what they're putting out there. And it doesn't mean that they're not, right? But just being honest with oneself. Forget everybody else. Ask yourself about you. You're the one that you're not going to be able to get away with. I've been telling myself this for the last several years. It's one of the most profound things I've grown to understand and continue to understand. You can't get away from you. You can run across the country, across the world. You can do all sorts of things. You can run from people. You can't get away from you. That heart chakra, does it need some tending to? And we're going to do 7 days working with the heart chakra after I do the kickoff reading, where we're going to do meditations, breath work. I'll get the affirmations, recommendations, essential oil stones, all that good old stuff, right? Toning, seed mantras, mudras. We're going to utilize everything because it's an important chakra. Most people are based on the lores strongly, which causes them to go into what I call spiritual egotism, because they're based on the lores and then they're bypassing heart. They're bypassing this. So when we bypass this part right here with the so-called ascension, it becomes spiritual narcissism, spiritual egotism, because it's not threaded with this. Then we think we're the ones with all the answers. Then we get into this really weird place and it becomes just yet another tool used to be abusive to ourselves and other people, used to have lack of understanding, empathy, compassion for others, that maybe their journey looks a little different, maybe their process is different, maybe their understanding is different. Hell, maybe they're on a higher ascension path. Doesn't really matter, but it's only our ego that gets in the way of being okay with it. We get into that, I must prove I'm the winner and I must prove I'm better. That right there is not this space, I promise. And I don't care how much knowledge or factoids a person has. I don't care if they come from a line of 30,000 high priestess from the 12th church hour to the last high priestess to the 13th. Like, because we be on some dumb shit. I come from, you know what I'm saying, whoop-de-whoop. And I've been doing this for 500 years. You ain't even 500 years old. But I've been doing this for 500 years. And I come from, so what? So, everyone's soul's journey is looking different. If this is not being activated or balanced out constantly, people then start trying to come against up and newcomers because they're threatened. This is a heart chakra issue. It's what I just said. People bypass, they go into spiritual egotism because they have a lot of knowledge, they have a lot of resources, they have a lot of experience. But this ain't right. This is something that we have to keep. There's no one-stop shop. And I think that happens to a lot of us because, I mean, it's tempting to happen, because when you start to grow or you start to succeed and you start to see you making money, bitch, you got a business, bitch, you got a following and motherfuckers, like you get into this energy. If you're not careful, We're still on earth school. Every last one of us are still subject on some level. I don't care how woke we are. I don't care how developed we are. I don't care how much skill. I don't care. 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 If we're still here on earth school, still attached to this physicalities, it's still something we're navigating. We're mastering, meaning we're still in it. We're still in it. And if we're not careful, this is why you see it either in the spiritual sector or even the religious sector. Okay? It's because this ain't right. The only way, like I said, the only way people can be okay with having lack of empathy and compassion towards others in their actions and behaviors and conduct is this. And having a healthy heart has nothing to do with the externalized things that we have started associating it with. I did a video the other day talking about actors and actresses. Talking about how the movie industry and entertainment industry as we know it, people are actors and actresses and they have to do what? What do they have to convey? Okay? They have to study lines. They have to study a character so they can imitate that energy. Which means what? People have the capacity to do that without it being legit or real. Because when it's legit and real, this causes people to do what's right. What's right meaning ethical. Ethical meaning just, fair. It certainly causes people to not willfully want to do harm. So while we can all talk a good game about we loving, it's the behaviors that we're doing when no one's watching that could tell the truth about that. It's our secret practices. Okay? It's not because we have a beautiful TikTok platform and we got, or YouTube, or whatever we're utilizing in social media nowadays. Or forget social media, because we have a thriving center over here and there and over. That doesn't, no. That doesn't mean this. And all we have to do is ask ourselves the question, if we want to simplify this, just in general public world knowledge. How many folks or beings or whatever that we're aware of that they have a lot of thriving things, but we know they're fucked up. We see it daily. We know it. We see it. We see it in the news. We see it in every place. We see it. And so we have to get to a place of stop equating. They have a thriving self-help business. Well, kind of, I'm sorry. You better. But again, as I said, forget them. And I'm not meaning that in a negative way. I'm simply saying yours. That's the game changer. Yours. Earlier I was talking about being the change. But see, this also requires stopping long enough, being willing to sit still, challenge what you think you know, being willing to look honestly hard at yourself, bitch. Like, it requires all of that. It's more than just stamping on yet one more label, one more belief system, one more cool quote and saying, bitch. But what does that mean? What good is it if the moment you click off of that, you still up to the same old shenanigans? As soon as you put down on whatever it is you do, whatever you're into, praying, reading, whatever your thing is, what is it worth then? When you finish doing all that, and you already plotting on who you fencing to come against. You're up to the next scheme, bitch. You weren't even finished for 5 minutes. So then all of that is null and void. Because this requires application. We don't do it just so we can say we're doing it, so we can sing cool, sound woke, sound evolve, look the part, all that stuff. Like no, we do it because we're wanting inner change and we're wanting to be changed. And the plan and the intention is to enact one moment in breath and step in day, but enact. Okay, I'm looking into my heart. Boom, bitch. Okay. The shit coming up as you do whatever you do, the meditation, the Reiki session. See, I talk about this stuff because I know it's all. I get it. A lot of people just looking to feel better, and that's a starting point. But getting a Reiki session is not going to guarantee the dealings of your heart. The Reiki session is going to provide space so that you can finally deal with the issue of the heart. Clearing the energy, clearing all of the gunk and mire, if you will. Making it more pliable, making it more conducive for you to be introspection, to do the work, giving you a moment of relief so that you can see clear and look at the harder things. But it's not a fix. We can get a Reiki session every week all we want. It's a shower, if you will. But if we're not doing the work and co-creating with our higher selves willfully, consistently, this is why nothing is never seeming to change. It's almost like the getting in the shower, right? And I'm not saying this to make people feel bad at all, actually. I'm saying this so for those that are sincere, for people that are saying, I want change for myself. And I'm not going to be trying to change outside of me any further. Bump that. That's their life, their path, and their journey, and their lot to deal with. Whatever that's going to be. But as it pertains to me, I want to heal from my trauma. I want to ascend through that. I want to co-create a different reality. I want to be a better version of myself. I want to break the toxic patterns of what I come from. I want it to be legit. I don't want it to be just something else trending because everybody else doing it and everybody is saying it and everybody's posting it and everybody is faking it. I want it to be legit. When it's convenient, when it's not. When I'm on this camera, when I'm not on the camera. When it has to do with people I like, when it has to do with people I don't. What must I do? No more them. Are we dealing with people who don't honor our hearts? Some of us have serious lessons to learn with that. I know that was a part of my soul's lessons this incarnation. You do not honor people who don't honor your heart. You do not self-sacrifice for people, whether they're your kinfolk or not, who don't care about breaking your heart. You walk away. You put up a boundary. And that's in the name of self-preservation. To keep a healthy heart going, you don't stay in toxic relationships. See, that's a part of the work. Why am I mentioning all this? Because it's a part of it. It's not just about oming and mantraing and all the beautiful things we share. It's about the decisions we are making after all of our practices. Who we are aligning our lives with, who we are partnering up with. It's about all of that. It's not just the sessions and the knowledge and the research and those are just tools and aids to help, but it's our lives. Are we dishonoring ourselves still even after we come out of a Reiki session being with motherfuckers who have clearly made it plain and clear to you? Are we still doing that? Or are we still crossing people's boundaries or allowing people to cross ours? Are we still too primitive ourselves where we're over materialistic and then wonder why we get ourselves in one shit show after the next? Are we not dealing? Are we not healing after we leave the retreat, the spa, the Reiki session, whatever it is we put as our spiritual practices? Because I say it constantly, none of this means nothing from the religious sector to this sector. If that's really all it is, something you do. Just something you do. Is it changing your character from the inside out? Whether the Reiki master is watching you, whether the pastor is watching you or not. Because these are mere men that can be food. If more humans would start working with their heart, whether they want to word it this way or not, we would see a lot of change. In families, in relationships, in situations, this is where conflict could be resolved in a proper manner. This is where mistakes and things that have transpired is dealt with in a proper manner, where things are no longer covered up because nobody wants to take accountability for the roles they played in things. There is no healing for those type of people, and there is no healing in that. This is why these people live most of their lives, remaining of their lives troubled and running. Light must be shunned, truth must be revealed and told and dealt with within oneself. And then as it pertains to anything any of us is seeking to hopefully heal through, that applies as well. And most people just can't. And why? They're still here. That ego. So take heart, high vibe drivers. For those of y'all that I truly resonate with, the higher views, I should say, those of y'all that be in the readings on the higher end of the reads, okay? I know you're not perfect, but I will say if it's truly you, you guys have dealt and done a lot of your work, and you're continuing to. And one way you'll be able to continue to do that is not so much what you think. It's the more work you're doing on your own heart chakra, your frequency changes, your vibration changes, your life changes, your decisions changes. It's exuded out. People end up being inspired by you, even if you don't know it. So this is why the more people take on their own journey work, it's empowering, encouraging other people to want to do the same. But the more we hide, lie, and deny, and hold on to the illusionary self and those masks, not only do we stagnate our own lives, handicap our lives, forfeit divinity and destiny, but even that of others, out of comfort, that eventually becomes extremely uncomfortable. And those of y'all that's on this path and going through that process, you know what I'm talking about. You get to the place of you rather deal with the uncomfortableness of healing than stay in bullshit or stay how you are. And this is when you know you're growing. This is when you know you're ready. This is when you know you're ascending. All right? I'll be back. I got some more things to do tonight. I'm utilizing this energy. Got some plans, because I know what they do. But tomorrow, energetic read, okay? Where are you guys at? What has affected your heart chakra? What are you going to be working through as we go through the 7 days of balancing out this heart chakra? In some of our cases, finally getting that heart chakra activated. See, that's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, hang in there.